Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why is that nobody spends as much time on my clients like I do, and there's no such coaching like my coaching. And let me explain. I coach mainly in two packages. One is audio exchange, and the other one is unlimited phone calls. Now, what does that mean? My coaching primarily starts with a phone call of getting to know you. And if you'd like to just book that separately, my website, the link is below, in order to confirm that I'm your kind of coach. Although I do assume that you've listened to more than one audio/video on my channel and you kind of know my personality. But after that, which is an hour long, that conversation, which you present to me what you'd like to work on, things that have happened thus far, etc., etc. After that, the choice is between, like I said, the audio exchange, which means we correspond by audios primarily. And in between, we will schedule some phone calls to really just follow up on certain things that are better done over a phone call rather than audio. But an audio, your audio needs to be maximum 20 minutes. We cover everything in my coaching, starting with childhood all the way up until today. The reason I do it so thoroughly is because that's the only way to do it, quite frankly. And this gives me a direct insight to what you are still believing today. Underline 300 million times, underline 300 million times, underline 300 million times. Your beliefs are buried in your subconscious mind, things you've absorbed from your parents, from your siblings, from your guardians, what have you. They're still present with you today. If you're having issues in manifestation, the number one thing to examine are your beliefs. Okay. Upon receiving your audio, I go through it more than once. I listen to it more than once. I take my notations by hand, which is basically more or less a transcript of your audio, except done my way, with my own notations, what I have to say to you, etc., etc. This is how I love doing it. It has worked wonderfully for me. I'm very old school, and I advise you to be the same and take your notes by hand in my coaching, which you will have to get a notepad of your own. After doing that and kind of meditating on it, I always do, I need to compose a message for you, and I record my own audio. And people who have been on my channel for a while know that I'm channeling these things. Many times I have to really listen back to what I recorded because I have an idea of what I said, but I don't remember verbatim. There have been many times when I have had a recorded phone call with somebody and I literally just went in a zone of channeling and I didn't remember anything I said. Okay, true story. So I'm channeling these things. And so that's how we go. And then you reply to my audio because I always give the assignment of the next steps. And that's how we go. In the case of the package where you're on the phone with me all the time, which is the unlimited phone deluxe coaching, okay, very different from just phone calls purchased separately, which I'll explain in just a second. We do the same thing. We go through the childhood, adolescence, college years, what have you, except you're on the phone with me for an hour at a time. I usually go over a few minutes, okay? But because I just want you to finish your point, quite frankly, I don't want to interrupt. I'm not one of these rude therapists like, our time is up, like, you need to shut up now. No, keep going until you finish your point. And then, I, again, re-listen back to the session, take my, transcription by hand, mark the most important things, which are all of them. Everything matters to me, what you say. I'm genuinely interested in people is what it is. This is why I do it. Okay. And then at the next session, we'll reconvene. I give you some homework. And so we go. Okay. These are the two main coaching packages. The phone calls. Okay. I have 5 phone calls and I think it's 15 phone calls. I'm kind of like at the point of like wanting to take it away because people are misunderstanding what I'm doing here. I have so many clients that I've coached now in 8 years, And even on YouTube, I don't know, it must be in the hundreds now, okay? In just a year, I've coached so many people. Sometimes they just want to come back into my coaching to talk to me. Okay, this is not part of the coaching. They just want to talk to me when they want to talk to me, so that they have this package. Okay, they just purchase it, and they use it when, you know, the schedule permits for them and for me, and they discuss what's going on right now in their life. This is not part of coaching. For me to get on the phone with you is very different from me transcribing your audios and giving you assignments and going through your assignments, which I love doing, but it's very time consuming. Okay, it's a completely different situation. So I hope you understand. I hope this makes sense. Okay, for all of you who keep emailing me about how does it work and why is it different. Okay, so please listen to the intro every single time that you listen to my audios, quite frankly, because you will have all your questions answered. When you're booking with me, which I advise you to book as soon as you can, because there's always a rotation of clients with me, people leaving, people starting. The next in line will be the one that booked, you know, the first come, first serve. Okay, so if you need to book right away, so that you're first in consideration. I usually get on the phone with you regardless, and we discuss your situation. You know, confirm that I'm your kind of coach, and then I give you a date on which you can start. Okay, and it's usually not that long. I just need to kind of like compose my schedule. So like for instance, right now I have a spot opening up in about 9 days. So first come, first serve. Again, you need to pre-book, sign my coaching agreement, which basically states I'm not a psychologist, I'm a coach. You need to be respectful. You need to, you know, take my guidance. Otherwise, we don't have a coaching, as it were. And you know, that everything is confidential unless it never happened to me that you become a danger to me, yourself, or somebody else. And that's it. And then we go, you schedule the first phone call, and we begin. I just want to insert this really quick. I work best with people who take my guidance. I just do. And most people do. 99% of people do, which is why they come into coaching with me in the first place, okay? Because they see something valuable in me. If you're going to start questioning my methods, rebuttaling me, don't worry about it. Seriously, do it with somebody else. I don't have time for that. I like people who I can work with smoothly, and they achieve the greatest results, quite frankly, when there's no rebuttaling going on, okay? If you have any questions, please either comment below or just email me directly, which I prefer, and then we can schedule our first phone conversation. Okay, the subject of today, and I contemplated about how I'm going to position this, but I think it's worth talking about this because it's been brewing in my mind for some time. Manifesting him back overnight is easy. Okay, before everybody starts freaking out, what do you mean overnight and la la la? Let me explain. Okay, and I really mean manifesting him or her back overnight is easy. Here's the thing in my coaching, especially off of YouTube, because before I would coach people in entertainment business, mostly some businessmen, singers, actors, people like that. I've noticed, especially off of YouTube, just, you know, everyday people, and that is not meant in any kind of, you know, disrespect of by any stretch of the imagination. But I feel like there's this challenge of overcoming the belief system that's been present for decades. And because things are not changing, the belief system just kind of like really has a hold on you on another level. You know, it's not until you start challenging your belief system that you start seeing things shift. And that, to me, I've just come to this profound conclusion over, you know, after 8 years of coaching people. That is absolutely the hardest thing to do. However, if you do it, you can manifest shit overnight, whether that's your SP, money, drama, panorama, whatever the fuck you're working on, okay? it is easy to manifest overnight. Whether that's your SP, you could have not seen him or her for years, not spoken to him or her for years. There could have been a fight, there could have been a divorce, there could have been a third party, maybe not just one third party, and all this jazz. The idea is that you yourself created this situation, and it's up to you only to uncreate this bullshit and create something marvelous instead. And it doesn't take such a long time to create the marvelous shit. You know, even the stupid shit that you've created, it took a long time to come and get you in 3D. Because the universe is really benevolent. I believe this like 100 zillion percent. It's always on your side to such a degree. When you're not on your side, it's still on your side. Okay? You're in the mood to fuck shit up and be depressed and this and that. It still kind of works out in your favor. I know this from my own experience. I know this from the experiences of my clients. Even when shit goes south, there's some golden nugget in there that works out in your favor. Whereas if that hadn't happened, something wonderful wouldn't have happened. Nevertheless, the wonderful things that you're working on right now, like bringing your SP back, is the easiest shit in the world. Why? Because it's of a higher frequency. Because it's something that would make you happy. And like I said, since the universe is on your side all the time, it wants you to be happy. How else can I explain it? And so when you're in this mode, making it difficult, making it seem difficult, the entire industry around this fucking SP situation is making it seem difficult, which pisses me off because it's so easy. I wish every guru, so-called guru and coach just went out and said, I'm making it hard for you. Seem like it's convoluted, but it's actually easy. The only hard thing is that you don't believe it's easy. The end. That's your coaching. I'm sorry. It's funny because it's true. And I wish more people got into fucking coaching, but with the idea of discovering who they are. Okay, it's very interesting how some people, even in my coaching, there've been a couple, not a lot, thank God. I attract a very high caliber people, kind of people. When we got to the belief work, which I have a very kind of like concise program, which works like a well-oiled machine. If you just follow along, you will achieve everything. Okay, those who do, like I said, achieve everything. They start seeing results within my coaching. If you're really focused and you listen, I shouldn't say this. Some people are different, more drama has occurred, more things to go through. However, you still need to stick to it. You still will have changes. You will change as a person in my coaching. This I can guarantee without any exaggeration if you just follow along. But there have been a couple of people when we got to the belief work, they said, I can't do it. Why not? Too hard. I don't want to talk about the negative shit. A lot of people are so programmed by this industry to just be, I want to be positive. I'm going to talk about positive shit. No, that's not where it's at. I'm sorry. It might seem like a contradiction, but here's the deal. Your 3D doesn't lie, my darling. It has never lied. So if you're creating something that you don't want to create, there's some things that are inside of you that are running on an automatic pilot that you need to dig into, uncover, and really just work through them so that they leave you the fuck alone. Bad beliefs are stubborn motherfuckers. So if you just layer some jam over with your positive affirmations and positive beliefs, it still doesn't go away. I have this metaphor, and it's gross, but here we go. If you put a delicious jar of jam over a pile of shit, it's still a pile of shit. You need to get rid of the pile of shit first and then eat your jam, all right? Otherwise, it's gross. So that's what a lot of people are doing. They're like, I'm going to be positive. And meanwhile, their life is like, it looks like shit. Nothing is working. SP is not working, money is not working, this is not working. This is why. Because you have a bunch of demons in the closet, so to speak. The beliefs that are fabricating your reality don't give a shit about your positive affirmations because you actually don't believe in them. This is why people repeat affirmations like going to sleep and 10,000 affirmations in this kind of robotic situation because they actually don't believe in what they are talking about, what they're saying. To me, and I want to make this clear, parenthesis here, because somebody asked me in my coaching this question the other day, and I think this will be valuable for a lot of people. This person asked me, how do you do affirmations? And I said, for me, affirmations have a different meaning. Okay, I don't repeat them till the end of time. No way. I have never done that. Not now, not ever. Serious talk now. I simply write what I want to believe, and it's usually like an inspired, beautiful saying, or I hear a quote from somebody or something like this. I write it down and I set it on my desk, and it has a certain energy around it, and that's it. Okay, that's it. It just clicks into my mind, and I feel it. It has this part of me now, or it's a part of me now, and I don't need to repeat it. Once in a while, I'll glance at it, and it's a reminder. Oh yeah, this is wonderful. Yeah, I love this. But it's not a robotic affirmation, because you need to create the space for your mind to be cleansed of all the bullshit so that you can just introduce an idea like this on an index card. Like I write my so-called affirmations on an index card, maybe a couple of them, and I really feel inspired by them, and that's it. I can do this in the morning. It's not really like regularly in the morning, but if I'm inspired to, I do. All right. If I'm introducing some new idea or whatever, something came up and I'm inspired, I write it down. That's it. Because I have this video on my channel. Affirmations are like spells, and they are commands, they are spells. But the thing is, if you feel like repeating your affirmations 10,000 times, you don't believe it, you are wasting your time. You need to do the belief work. And this is why people who hesitate to work on their beliefs, who are so stubborn in their ways, are actually saying to me, this is exactly what I need to work on, but I'm too scared to touch the stuff that I'm so scared of. And that, in a nutshell, there are probably a lot of people walking around like this, wondering why their affirmations don't work, wondering why their visualizations don't work, etc., etc. You can watch 300 million videos on YouTube till the end of time. If you don't change yourself, if you don't change what you actually believe, you are wasting your fucking time. You might as well not watch anything and just, do something else completely that would be productive for you. And so with that, it's a pretty clear picture why people don't believe they can manifest overnight. Because my title of this video is very similar to what other people are discussing on the internet, but it actually is what I'm saying, okay? In their mouth, it sounds like a fairy tale that will never happen. Because the most important situation that needs to be addressed is you. And not a lot of people are mentioning that. Whereas I'm saying, if you work on yourself, you can manifest shit overnight, left and right. And it doesn't just have to be your SP, okay? You can align your energy to such a degree where all this time before, let's just say you haven't seen your SP for 2 years or however many years and this and that. You haven't spoken to them and things went wrong and this and that. If you work on your beliefs, if you align your energy to such a degree where you expect things to shift overnight, and you've let go of the anger, resentment, drama, panorama, all the shit that people are carrying around with them and pretending it's not there, okay? It's really baffling to me, actually. If you do that and you align your energy 100% zeroed in, concentrated on your desire, commanding it into existence, you will see miraculous shit happen. I've done this in my personal life. I've seen it in the lives of my clients. True story. So manifesting a text from SP overnight, yes, you can. Manifesting an apology overnight, yes, you can. The point I'm trying to make is that you yourself are stopping yourself from your manifestations by still harboring some other things that you shouldn't be harboring. Now, again, different people take longer time, maybe different kinds of amounts of time. That is not to say, oh my God, hurry up and do it. But what I'm saying is that once you are processed, once you process these emotions and beliefs, you can, yes, you can manifest anything overnight. You can. But it's up to you to know where you are. Because you can ask a person who's like free floating, completely free in their mind, completely aligned with their desire, completely not even questioning if it's going to come. And you can ask them, do you think that it's possible to manifest stuff overnight? And they will look at you like you have three heads. And like, yes, of course. Yes, of course. But to somebody who may be asking this question, who is still kind of like struggling with going inside and figuring out what's not working inside, that will sound like a lie. That will sound like you're bragging. Okay, to some people, I'm sure I sound like I'm a narcissist or I'm bragging because they themselves haven't gone to that extent of manifesting things. And they think that like I must be a narcissist, I'm bragging. And one time I got self-entitled. Of course I'm self-entitled. What's wrong with you? I'm entitled to my manifestations and I'm teaching people how to do that. That just shows me, if you're thinking that and if you're taking it that way, that just shows me your belief system. And that, quite frankly, has nothing to do with me. Thank God. I think another thing that I really wanted to say, you really need to invest in a coach that really resonates with you. Okay, and a coach that knows what the fuck they're doing, a coach that's been doing it for some time, and a coach that is living their teachings. Because some people that just talk, but when you ask them about their life, they haven't achieved anything. So how does that work? You need to be in resonance with somebody who is, basically teaching you what they've already done and teaching you something that actually works, not all these like 10,000 affirmations. I feel like a lot of people that just like read a couple books, watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and boom, all of a sudden they're a coach. Like, really? Okay, what have you done? Have you gone through your own drama panorama? Have you conquered it? What is your life like now, basically, And that, quite frankly, is annoying. Why? Because people expect overnight results without doing the work. And that's the big distinction. If you haven't done the work on yourself, don't worry about it. You're not going to manifest anything overnight. It's just the pure truth. I'm going to always be honest with you in my coaching, and I'm a very honest person, period, very straightforward. You can watch all these videos promising you otherwise. It's a lie. And so it becomes that if you're not invested in yourself enough, if you don't want to do the work, okay, for example, in my coaching, 2 to 3 months are mandatory for you to complete the coaching cycle. Some people, take more, but minimum it's 2 to 3 months. Okay. In some cases, there are more challenging cases. I spend more time, up to 6 months, 7 months, sometimes 9 months. Okay. But minimum, that's what's required. So if you don't even want to invest in yourself and do the work and transform yourself, well, then you know why your life is not working, quite frankly. That's just the truth. I'm just here to deliver the truth. But manifesting an SP, suddenly deciding that you're going to get a text from them, suddenly deciding that you're going to marry this person, even though it doesn't make sense right now, based on what you've lived up until today. If it really clicks into your mind that suddenly I'm pure, I'm free floating, my energy is high, I can do anything. I've been this person all this time before, and now I'm a different person entirely, because you do have to become a different person entirely in order to manifest shit overnight. Okay, I myself have gone through this transformation, okay, where There was a time in my life, and I've made no secret of it, where, I didn't like modeling in particular, and I was attracting all sorts of people who I had no business attracting. And once I started really asking questions how I can better my life and what do I have to believe about myself in order to hang out with these losers, then it became a whole other situation. Okay. I mean, some of you know about my drug addict ex-boyfriend and this and that. So why did I stay there for 3 years? That was a waste of fucking time. But once I got frustrated enough and started doing the work, my life turned around, but amazingly within a year. Because I went to town working on myself. Okay. I was relentless about working on myself, and my life like went from 0 to 1,000. Okay. Within 3 months, I saw changes in my life because I took deliberate action. And that's what everybody has to do if your life is not up to par right now. Whether that's SP, I mean, SP is the least of your worries, quite frankly. It's about you. Because when you're a new person, you'll have like 1,000 SPs lined up at your door, and you'll be like, which one do I pick? And all of a sudden, that other SP that you really crave doesn't seem like such a, maybe ideal version. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But all of a sudden you have other options, and you don't feel like such a desperate person in the corner. Before, you had some kind of a job that you fucking hated. Maybe it's a 9 to 5, maybe some other thing. And now all of a sudden you have ideas about your business. And now what? You're making even more money than you've ever made before. And you thought to yourself, wow, I could have been doing this all along. Fantastic. Been wasting my time. But see, you need to get pissed off enough, in my opinion, to start doing the work. I think some people are just not pissed off enough. That's just the truth. I think you need to get pissed off enough to say, today is the day I'm starting to work on myself. Whatever it takes, I will do it. And that, quite frankly, is the kind of like determination and resilience that I can teach you. You need to come prepared to work in my coaching. You need to come prepared to work on yourself. And whether that's with me or with somebody else, it makes no difference. But the thing is that that's how you do things. That's how you manifest absolutely anything. And then somebody, when you have everything you want, somebody might ask you, how did you do it? And you might tell them, and then you'll see who you used to be, quite frankly, somebody who doesn't believe that that's how it works. But that's how it actually does work. You start with you. It's all with you. You can have absolutely nothing right now that you want. Everything can look like shit. And if you do the work on yourself, things will start shifting in ways that you didn't even wish for. You can be wishing for things all day long, but suddenly miraculous shit happens just because the drama panorama within you is leaving. And so there is no reflection on the outside. Okay. It's all easy. It just becomes fluid, easy, very just miraculous and fun. You have to have fun with this. And so it's not about crying in the corner about your SP. It's about I want to marry this guy or girl. Yeah, I want to receive $1 million overnight. Yeah, I want to whatever. And it's just there. It just becomes unfolding in front of you. Because before you just weren't on your side. And now that you are becoming on your side, the universe yields everything to you. It's just like, here. I thought you'll never get here. We were waiting for you. When you'd get your head screwed on right. Anyway, all the information from me is below. If you have any questions, just email. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.